I let YouTube's AI decide what video I should make for an entire week. And by the end of it, I realized something kind of concerning. YouTube has been pushing this new AI tool in Studio. It analyzes your channel, your audience, your comments, and then tells you exactly what video you should make next, among a few other options. So I figured, alright, let's actually test it out. For 1 week, I would make only videos that it suggested. And to be fair, the first suggestion was actually really good. It leaned into what I was already doing, but in a smart way. That video was coding a boss fight, how logic actually dictates your death. And its explanation for why it was a good choice for my channel was spot on. Basically, I had two audiences. I had people who watched me for programming content, and then I had people who were watching me for game design content and gaming content. It recommended making a video that lets me combine the two to serve as a bridge between these two audiences. So I got to work, and this video came out, and I'm pretty proud of it, but it didn't really pop off like crazy. Still, that was my first day of content done. Day 2 is where things start getting repetitive. Video idea: why some bosses feel unfair. Right away, this is another new idea, but if you look closer, it's kind of the same exact type of content. Now, I of course was completely fine with this. This is a video I may have chosen to make on my own at some point. Its justification for this video is that there was a lot of debate in my Gank Boss video's comments about what makes a fight manageable versus mindless. Already though, there's kind of a pattern here in the content that it wants me to do. Video number 3 both completely popped off and has the dumbest story ever behind why it suggested it. One of the things that YouTube recommends that you do is leave a comment on your own videos to try to spark some engagement. Night Rain 1 year anniversary, wish lists and predictions. Wait, it's telling me to do that because I made a comment about that. So on a video that I made before the challenge even started, I made a comment about how, with the anniversary of Night Rain coming up, maybe there's a chance that we get Everdark Healster, or some more content, which would make this tips video that I made more relevant. Well, when I asked YouTube Studio what I would make for day 3, it looked at the comment I left on my own video and said, because of this comment, there's an interest in your community for Everdark Healster and Night Rain anniversary predictions. Now, of course, I knew there wasn't actually an interest in my community for this. This is a comment that I made. But rules are rules, and I made the video. Would you believe it that this video has gotten 20,000 views? So technically the AI told me to make it, but it didn't do it because of any good audience analysis. It looked at my comment that I left and took that as proof that this would be a video that would pop off. And that's kind of a trend with this, right? This AI will take one-off or individual comments and take that as inspiration to say that you should turn this into a video. Already you're kind of starting to see the holes in it, but the next 4 days of content really solidified that this is a tool that needs some work. But first, we return to form with video number 4. And the reason why we've returned to form is pretty simple. It took a day for this Night Rain anniversary prediction video, or why I think Night Rain will get a second DLC, to actually pop off. So it wanted me to return right back to baseline and make some game design videos. So now we're on Why the Best Bosses Break the Rules, which is a spiritual sequel to Bosses Being Unfair. Are you starting to see what the AI wants to do? Anyway, I made the video and I think it came out alright. But at this point I was really kind of burnt out on Souls design content. Unfortunately for me, this is also about the point where my Night Rain video took off. So video number 5, my 3 options were make something about Everdark Heelster, which I can't, because there isn't something on Everdark Heelster other than a leaked PNG from months and months ago. Or, and this was again another good suggestion, my channel has done a couple of story videos. Videos where I go into a game and tell the story of that game in a way that makes it a little bit more digestible. Of course, I have also made a lot of design breakdown videos. 4 more, even, just because of this challenge. So it said that I should make a video that combines my storytelling and my game design. And that video became why we keep coming back to Elden Ring. This format let me talk about the good things in the game that weren't just linked to gameplay, the world building, the storytelling, and all of the other stuff that makes Elden Ring feel so much different. I had a lot of fun making this video, and it actually has done pretty well so far, just looking at its stats and views. So I was really happy with this suggestion, showing, again, occasionally the AI can win. Unfortunately, from this point on, we got into the main problem that I had with YouTube's Studio AI. Once a video of yours hits, all it wants is for you to make more content hammering that home. From day 5 onwards, every time I would ask YouTube Studio what I should do, it would feed me line after line about copium, and how my audience is talking about copium and coping, and then I'd get one suggestion that I went, okay, I can actually do this one. For day number 6, it was the coding behind character classes, how stats and skills actually work. I had a lot of fun making this video. I would have preferred to make this one a little bit longer, but I think it does a good job of helping introduce people to the idea behind how you'd code something like that, without getting bogged down in the exact details. Then finally, day number 7. At this point, I could not avoid making another Night Rain video, because every single suggestion was just make more Night Rain. Make more Night Rain. Talk about Heelster. Talk about how the anniversary might not be cope. Talk about FromSoft's history with DLC. The only option I had that wasn't about a DLC on this final day was Mastering the Night, a deep dive into Night Rain's hidden mechanics. So it wanted me to make an advanced guide on the underlying mechanics and deliberate practice steps that my audience has been asking for to improve their runs. Yeah, I did my best to make this video, but when I think of hidden mechanics, I really just think of the stuff that I know about any given character, so that's how I got my final and second best performing video. Obscure tips for every character. All this is to say, what are my final thoughts on this AI? What actually happened? Why would I be concerned about what it was pushing me towards? Well, first of all, my channel got way more views and watch hours than normal. Most of that is from one video popping off, but the other part of it is that when you do daily uploads, YouTube just pushes your content more. So, in a way, doing this challenge or not doing this challenge just helped because it removed some of the friction of choice. I was no longer stuck having to make up my own video concept every day. All I would do is say, tell me what to do, and then pick one of 3. And of course, what the exact video that I made was still up to me. Where this gets bad is that YouTube Studio does not care about long-term growth. It cares about short-term engagement. My goal for this channel, explicitly, is to make something where I can talk about anything that I'm interested in, and people come here to hear me talk about those systems or those things. It doesn't matter if that's psychology, gaming, programming. I just want to talk about whatever has caught my interest lately and make some type of content on that. What YouTube Studio wants me to do is find the niche that hits and just endlessly hammer it home. Take the Everdark Heelster video, for example. It kept wanting me to talk more about Everdark Heelster, but there is nothing to talk about. There hasn't been any teasers towards him. The only thing that that video could be is that we've data mined an Everdark Heelster icon, and that it makes logical sense that Everdark Heelster would be the capstone of Night Rain. There's nothing else to that, so making a video on it might get some attention, but it would never be a video I'm proud of. AI doesn't care. So yeah, YouTube Studio AI. First, it will pick random comments, sometimes even the creator's own, and use that to justify what you should make. But beyond that, it will lock you into your niche. Whatever video performed the best most recently is what it will want you to make more of forever. You won't be expanding, you won't be creative, and this AI can go from a tool to help you when you're running out of ideas to a shackle that locks you into the exact same niche until it dies. And personally, that's not for me. But I am still really happy with having made 7 videos in 7 days, and I feel like I've learned a lot. I just wanted to share this with you, and hopefully you got something out of this too. Anyway, I'm back to some of my own ideas, hopefully tomorrow. But I'm not going to lock myself into that because, dude, I've got a real job, and trying to do 2 things of work at the same time has me a little bit exhausted, but hey, it also feels good. If you're a new viewer here, thank you so much for tuning in. I've got more in store, and, you know, if there is a second DLC for Night Rain, which I think there will be, I will make something on that as well when it's announced. Until then, thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, see ya.